In this video, I'm going to talk about the lie about discipline. This is more of the societal impacts that we have adopted as our own narratives and how to reclaim that power back by bringing some awareness to it so we can create. My name is Jenny. I'm a creative coach. I'm a psychiatric nurse. I'm a mom and I'm an artist. So let's get right into it. So the very first thing that I want to note is when we think about discipline, I always think about like rigid rules, the day planner of all the things that I should be doing. And the first thing that it creates in my body is this sense of pressure. And this pressure feels like I'm in the pressure cooker. And it's not fun. Nobody likes to look at their Google schedule and being like, whoa, there's a lot of things that I need to do here. And I almost feel like your nervous system just like instantly starts shutting down, right? And it causes this force. And this force is like this being pushed, into this container, and you're like, I don't feel good about this. So what happens? So we want to sit down and we want to create, right? This is the premise of what I'm talking about. Is this force creates a resistance. And now what does that mean? Like I'm going to sit down and I want to paint. That's what I always want to do. I want to sit down and paint. But as soon as I should myself into I should be painting, I should be creating, I should be making more time for my artistic craft, the first thing that happens is I avoid. There's this beautiful avoidance by opening like 10 different tabs on my laptop. Who has done that? Definitely, right? And it almost overwhelms your body to the point where you're like, I don't know where to start. I have all these different tabs. I need to shut them down. I need to walk away. What am I going to do? Where am I going to start? And I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce, right? So the first thing that happens to me is I feel guilty. I feel guilty that I've spent 20, maybe 45 minutes scrolling through different tabs, maybe looking for inspiration or checking my emails and completely avoiding the task that I actually want to do. So that causes guilt. It's like guilt 101. That's like the best way to give ourselves guilt. We don't want that. So what ends up happening when we're in this stage of force and then it causes this resistance, it causes this pressure, and we're like pushing ourselves in this pressure cooker. Now the nervous system runs the show. And when I say the nervous system is running the show, it's almost like the person who's like, is driving the bus, right? Like they're driving your car and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm going and I don't know what I'm supposed to do or what I'm supposed to pick up first, or, am I going to get there on time? Is this the right turn? And it doesn't feel safe. When I'm driving like that and I have anxiety in my body, it's not a fun drive. It doesn't matter how long or how short it is, it instantly becomes not fun. And what we want to do when we create is have fun, right? We want to have fun. So the first thing we got to do is create a safe container. What's the best way for us to create a safe container for us to drive to our destination? And the destination is creating something beautiful, our self-expression. And for me, that's like putting on music, making sure I've gone to the bathroom before I get in this car, maybe having some food, having a good 5-minute conversation and checking in with somebody that I love. And it's so simple sometimes that we forget all of these things and we're rushing from one destination, usually work for me. I'm trying to leave work and I want to rush home. If I don't do those things, then I'm sitting in the car, I'm driving with this anxiety and this overwhelm, and like sometimes it's just as much as like, I need to pee, I'm so hungry, I'm so tired, why didn't I stop for food or get a snack? And I'm trying to race to this end point of creating something, right? I want to get home so I have that 20-minute window to make some art. But when I get there, I haven't met my needs. And that is kind of scary because the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid the craft entirely. I'm going to avoid the idea of journaling and like making art because one, it feels kind of scary and overwhelming to begin with because you are already in this like intense state. It's almost like fight or flight, right? and it doesn't feel comfortable in your body. And starting something new when you already know that you have like a to-do list or responsibilities such as being a mom. I got to pack my lunches, got to make dinner, got to do dishes, got to fold laundry, got to get her to bed on time, and I got to shower too. Make sure I go to the bathroom. You know what I mean. So we end up doing chores. And this is the thing that I fall back on most often is instead of doing and creating my expressive outlet and tapping into that piece of myself and returning to my power and returning to trusting and self-acceptance of what I really, really want in my body, I'm not in congruence, right? And we talk about congruence in mental health a lot of the time. It's like you say something, but you do another. I say I want to make art, but then I do laundry? Does that add up? It's like saying you want to go to the gym and then you don't go to the gym. You say you want to break up with your boyfriend, but then you don't break up with your boyfriend. And then you're in this like internal conflict and it feels really yucky. It's almost kind of cringy, at least for me. But what happens when you do the thing that you say you're going to do? Hey, I want to sit down for 5 minutes and I want to make some art. And then you sit down for 5 minutes and you make some art. Okay, that feels great. I feel like a breath of fresh air. Oh, look, I created this cute little wobbly house. It was awesome. I show my friends, I show my family, and I feel good about myself because I'm in congruence, right? We talk a lot about congruence in the coaching container that I'm in as well. So the next thing that I want to really, really hammer down is you're not being lazy. You're probably very busy. You're probably a busy person and you're watching this video because you want to be like, fuck discipline. Don't want to do it. But there's a different type of discipline that we've adopted within our narratives. And the first thing that happens is I jump to the what's wrong with me? Why can't I create art? Why am I not self-expressing in the way that I want to be self-expressing? And I start doubting myself and I almost have like this identity wobble. But is that true? Is that actually what's wrong? Because I feel like I already know what I want. I already said like I want to journal, I want to paint, I want to write a song, I want to play my guitar, whatever it is that you want to do that's really driving you right now. It's dysregulation. And there's lots and lots and lots of videos about nervous system and how to regulate your nervous system, but you know best, right? But the first thing that I want to note is when you're feeling overwhelmed, that means you're forcing it. You're really, really forcing it. Or you need support. Is maybe what you got to ask your partner sometimes. I ask my husband, like, hey, can you make dinner? Like, I just need to chill. And he'll do the same. He'll say like, hey, I'm feeling burnt out. I need you to pick up, a little bit so I can chill. And it's like, it's a give and take. But you do it for yourself as well. And it's like, hey, the house is not going to burn down. If all the laundry, the kids' laundry isn't done or the dishes aren't done, I'm actually going to be better if I go spend 20 minutes and I do what I love to do, play my guitar, listen to my music, dance, whatever it is that you want to express that's really calling you. Because once you do it and you come back to the chores and the responsibilities of your life, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel more fulfilled. You've put some energy into your cup instead of just pulling out of it all day long. For people who are caregivers, frontline workers, and our parents or in any of that sense, like we give to everybody else all the time. And we know how to give and we feel good about giving, but it's pouring out of our own cup to give to them. Now, I think we've associated pressure with consistency, right? Like we are thinking that the more pressure we put on ourselves, the more things that we can do. And that's going to make us always consistent. If we put the shoulds in our calendar, I should do this and I should do that, and I follow it to a T, that is what truly being consistent and truly being all in really, really is. Do you believe that? Do you believe that's the most sustainable way to create art, to come back home to yourself? Probably not. Now, one of the things is real discipline. Okay, now I want to change the perspective of like quote unquote discipline. I'm not even wanting to use the word, but it's showing up. Being all in is showing up. It's showing up when you're messy, when you kind of don't feel like it, but you know you should, right? Oh, I used the should word, my bad. But showing up honest, showing up authentic, showing up true to yourself. If you say you want to make art and you show up and you make messy art, you're still showing up. That's being all in. That's being all in on you. You're the most important thing in the whole world. Without you, then you're an empty cup. And you're going to pour from burnout? You can't pour from burnout. We have all been there. We know burnout makes us irritable, angry, tired, and we just stop giving any Fs. And we want to care. We are people of caring nature. Human nature is to care. But we have to care for ourselves first. And being all in is being all in on yourself. It's showing up for yourself, right? And so I'm going to talk about the one thing that I want you to walk away from this whole entire video is play over pressure. Always play over pressure. Have fun. Smile. You play guitar. It sucks. It's all good. It's all good. Whatever. It's not a big deal. You did your thing. You're incongruence. You're working together with your body. You're not fighting it. You show up, right? You want to journal? Just journal like, I don't love today. It's hard to journal. But you did it. I did it. And then you give yourself a little clap and a pat on the back. Because play is way more fun than pressure. Always play over pressure. Remember that one. Now I'm going to give you 3 quick, simple tips before I finish this video. Is do things in 5-minute increments. 5 minutes. That's it. If you set a timer for 5 minutes, it goes by pretty fast. If you have one of those egg timer things, 5 minutes. Awesome. You can do it on your smartwatch, whatever you want. Next is 1 step. What's 1 step? You want to paint a super epic painting. This is where I get caught. Is, you know what? Just pick one color. One color. One color, one piece of paper. 1 step. That's it. Just, that's it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That was always the big thing in school. Keep it simple. Don't make it complicated, right? And the last one is low pressure. This comes back to play. Play, 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 play. Just dance. Put on the funky music. You know, set yourself up. Whatever it is, like if you got to shake it out, a lot of us, we sit with resistance in our body. Just shake it all out. Yoga's a great one. Look up a yoga thing. Look up a meditation thing. Look up a dance song. I don't know. Sing it out. Whatever it is, play. Have fun. Now, if you're into any of this, I run a community. It's totally free. Come check it out. The link is in the bio. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really, really enjoy the whiteboard premise because it's way easier for somebody like me to just remember that I don't have to force it. I'm allowed to use tools to have fun. I'm allowed to watch tutorials to get inspired ideas. I'm allowed to use references. There are no rules. There's no rules. Let's not subscribe to the lies that we have been taught about discipline because it leads to burnout. And the last thing I want for anybody is to burn out. I want you to have fun. Thanks for watching.